just got a Hemi. I just got a Hemi.
It was like one of my favorite jobs, but it paid ass, so.
I think that intro perfectly describes this channel.
I was looking for like a CLA or even like a cute little Benz. Like it don't have to be nothing like
guarantee the credit's 500. So look, the CLAs are somewhere depending on the mileage. I mean, with 80 to about 120,000 miles, they're about 10 to 15,000 minimum, depending on package, mileage, year, and all that. Worse the credit, the more down payment they want, and usually the banks don't like the foreign cars as much as they like the Japanese cars.
She called the dealership to buy a Mercedes, and the salesman immediately assumed the credit was going to be terrible. She had barely started talking, but something about the way she asked told him exactly where this was going. He skipped right past selling the car and started preparing her for the interest rate.
So you have a repossession with Toyota Financial from 2022 for like 20K, right?
Yeah, that's what it said?
Yeah, it says repossess, charge off 20,717. Even though you're buying a cheaper car doesn't necessarily mean your payment's going to be cheaper. It's just going to be shorter term with higher interest. Right now they're giving you like 26%. The original loan was 25,336. It looks like it was a 72-month loan.
Is that what it says? Like the credit report was giving her a completely different version of events. She knew the payment stopped. She knew the car was taken. She just seemed surprised there was documentation. In her mind, the repossession was supposed to stay between her and the tow truck. Credit bureaus can be so nosy.
And I don't know, it shows $20,000 they charged off. Basically, they wrote off the debt. That repossession, especially on a $20,000 car, and it looked like that was probably your first car. Right now, when I run it on a $10,000 car, it wants about $4,000 down.
You want $4,000 down for a $10,000 car?
I'm not the one that wants it. The bank is that's what they're offering.
Is that the only amount down for a 10K car?
The lender had to write off the remaining debt, so this time they want $4,000 down on a $10,000 car, and she seemed surprised. The banks already watched one loan disappear. They are just trying to make sure less of the next one goes unpaid.
Repossession, I think the bank automatically, what they do is they want 25% down. So let's say you have a $1,000 car and you know you wanna put $1,000 down, then you probably need to get a $4,000 car, and then they were not gonna finance a $4,000 car. So that's why it comes back with something that they want to make sure you could pay, because obviously the way they look at it is, okay, if she didn't pay the original car, you know, they're looking at payment. They could tell what the payment on the previous car was.
He's explaining this like it's a complicated formula. It really comes down to one thing. Banks become much more interested in money up front when getting it later hasn't worked out.
My lease is about to be up. I was about 2 payments behind due to financial hardship. So now the financial department is calling saying that they will take the car tomorrow.
How much was your monthly payment?
$833.
What model do you have?
It was a 2022 GLA.
And how much did you put down?
$5,000.
You probably shouldn't be talking to the salesman anymore. No hate on him, but that's why it doesn't make sense to you, because when you do the math, yeah, it wouldn't make sense to anybody. You should have put $2,500 down and paid $500 a month.
She made it through almost the entire lease, then missed 2 payments near the end. Now Mercedes wants the car back. She seemed to think the earlier payment should cover the missing ones, but Mercedes has a very strict policy on basic math.
He's telling me that being that the lease is up, everything has to get ran again to switch it over to finance.
That is true.
Do they take into consideration, I had a Mercedes since 2020. I never had a payment problem until March 2026.
Loyalty is a big thing, and you could see, yes, there's been longevity. It's been a beautiful relationship. You've been paying for a long time, but something's going down right now. So that's where they're curious and scared.
It doesn't make sense to me. And I paid a large amount for 4 years for the car just for it to be taken. And like you said, I don't want to work with this dealer no more. I would save your number because whatever deal I take now is just going to be like what I have to do.
She wants the finance department to consider all the payments she made before falling behind. But those payments were not extra credit. They were the reason she got to keep the car each month. Mercedes is not grading the lease on an average.
And I know in about 6 months to a year, when I get my credit together, I do want to refinance again for like lower interest. And I know that I would need help.
You got to communicate with Mercedes-Benz Financial. You need to call them and tell them, look, I understand that I missed those payments. I'm coming up with a solution. I'm talking to the bank. I'm getting a loan. I want my car. I'm going to be paying the car. If you put them at ease, I mean, there are some like red tape, like after a certain amount of time, you don't pay, they got to take their car. It's their car. You're not paying.
Okay, thank you.
You got it, dear. Good luck. Feel bad for her. She's on her. but that happens to the best of us.
He's having to explain when you stop paying for the car, they take the car back, which feels like a detail the contract may have covered. The monthly payment was not just a suggestion. Somehow the confusing part is that Mercedes expected to get paid.
You have a repo, you have some child support, you have 2 G's down in 6 months. What are you looking to get into?
Can't be driving around no Camry.
No Camry?
Nah.
All right, so no Camry.
I need like a Highlander.
You need like a Highlander?
Yeah. I got kids, man. I get them on the weekends sometimes.
I hear you, but listen, let's go over this. Let's go over this one time. I'm just going to be real with you. You're real with me, I'm going to be real with you.
Let me recap it for you. Let me recap it.
You want to recap it for me?
Let me recap it.
All right, go ahead.
I drove an hour from the Bronx.
You drove an hour from the Bronx.
Right?
Uh-huh, I hear you.
I need a car.
I know you need a car.
He has a repossession and child support is coming out of his pay. But the real problem is being seen in a Camry. Because once your finances are falling apart, the sensible car becomes the most embarrassing part. Nothing ruins the image faster than making one responsible choice.
I'm not driving a Camry.
You're not driving a Camry. No Camry.
Definitely not a Corolla.
And not a Corolla.
Yeah.
Corolla. Okay.
I need like a Highlander.
You need like a Highlander.
Right?
Okay.
I got 2,000 down.
2 G's down.
At most.
At most. Okay. All right. And payment-wise? Yeah.
Payment don't matter.
Payment don't matter.
Yeah.
Now, we might be speaking the same language. Payment don't matter. Okay.
Just get me done.
Just get you done.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over this one more time. So I understand, you understand. I want to be perfectly clear with you because it seems like you're a very straightforward type of guy. And so am I. So this is what I want to do. But I like to go over it again. You know, let's go over it one more time so you understand and I understand.
He has $2,000 down at most, but the monthly payment doesn't matter. So the money he needs today is limited. The money he owes every month can be anything. It explains how the last car ended up repossessed.
Listen, you drove an hour, came from the Bronx. You have a repo. You have some child support. You have 2 G's down.
Yeah.
Been working at you currently 6 months on the job.
Correct.
You make decent money.
Yeah.
And you're not driving a Camry, you're not driving a Corolla, and you need something like a Highlander.
Yes, sir.
And you, payment-wise, you can handle a payment. And you already know that it's good. You know it's gonna happen.
Mr. Charlie, I watch your videos.
Okay. All right.
They say you're the guy to talk to, so that's why I'm here.
You know what? I appreciate that. Let me figure this all out for you. But you know, before I do that, I just want to make sure me and you are on the same page. All right? Let's go over one more time.
He's only been at his job for 6 months, so the income is new, the down payment is limited, and the payment can be anything. He's building this application out of optimism and a recent pay stub. The bank's being asked to focus on the future, mostly because the past isn't helping.
I just found something out that is like literally the most embarrassing financial story. I'm like, you should not be taking any advice from me. And like, why it's actually so hard to break out of survival mode, because it's like, we just don't understand math. Let me tell you a story. I used to be a high school dropouts instructor, is like one of my favorite jobs, but it paid ass, so.
She says most people don't understand math. That explains her last job paid ass. It's a very unusual payroll system. I assume taxes were withheld differently, and direct deposit must have been complicated.
Math was always obviously the one that people put off. It was the hardest. And you take a pre-test on the GED website, and it tells you like what subjects you need to study. And every single person, like myself included, I took the math pre-test. It's always fractions and percentages every single time. Every single person. And I don't think it's just the high school dropout population. I have a feeling it's everybody, including me, because let me tell you, I was logging into my high yield savings account just to like check on things, see how they're going.
She says fractions and percentages confuse basically everyone. That is a generous estimate. Plenty of people understand them just fine. They are usually the ones quietly checking the numbers, while everyone else decides close enough is a calculation.
And I was like, oh, I get 3.86 APR. What does that mean if you have $10,000? And you get like $300 something a year, right? And then I was just thinking like, what does that mean for my car loan? I have, a 14.82 APR on it. And if you're watching this video, you probably don't know what that means because I didn't know what the fuck it meant. So I have like one of those loans. It's like 72 months. You know how much I would pay in interest? $9,235.
She's just finding out that almost 15% over 72 months adds almost $9,000 in interest. That feels like useful information to have known before signing the contract, especially since the contract had the interest rate, the loan term, and the total cost written on it. She didn't even have to calculate it. She just had to read it. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.